members to this roster. Semi Ojeleye, or Ojeleye, I don't know how he pronounces his name. I think it's Shemi. But yeah, he's brand new. Let's see, anybody else new? Looks like that's it. I think there's one other player that's yet to sign with the Celtics. So yeah, this is another roster update by Nuleous. Yeah, I can't remember who the other player is that is still waiting to sign, but probably should happen in the next few days if there is somebody. Nader signed recently. Oh, Jabari Bird. That was the other guy. Let's just see if... 1 second. I'm just going to see if he's in the free agents. I doubt it. I think he's going to wait until he actually signs. Nope. No Jabari Bird yet. So that'll be the next roster update. So if you want to find the roster, you can type in under... Alright, if we search for it, we'll search by online ID. You search Nuleous. And it's right there. Alright, so we're gonna start a new franchise again. I know we're gonna have to start it, you know, at least one more time. Once the season starts proper, I'll probably just keep it. Let's see. Let's try a different slider. So last time, I think we used this one that had 3 updates. Let's try this one. It says NBA. Well, or should we try For Real V2? Oh. V2 games. Is this on Hall of Fame? Hall of Fame. Played to sim stats, off. Oh no, we want those on, right? Normalize them, yeah, okay. Trade override on, that's the only other thing. Okay. We are going to use the new one, which was News. That's what I called it when I downloaded it. Alright, let's jump in there. We'll put these on auto. Manual. Target list auto, and that's all we gotta do. We'll load that 2018 draft. I don't know if there's any other 2018 drafts. I don't feel like going looking for them. Alright. Save. And we're ready to start this bad boy. So Celtics actually got a little bit worse with this update, at least the way that this roster is now constructed. So let's see. Let's see who they're given time to. We have to change this lineup. So Shemi is a forward. I want Jalen. Wow, they gave him 0 minutes? Like, what the hell? I don't know what they're doing with this roster. Alright, Crowder, you're gonna lose a lot of minutes this season. Cancel. Alright, so yeah, we typically put Hayward at that spot. Jalen there, I guess. And let's see, who else? Tatum or Morris at the 4. Horford there. Now we just gotta distribute some minutes. 10, 10, 8. He should be at 15. 12. We have no shooting guards. That's so crazy. And Nader is in reserves, but I feel like who's this Theus guy? Like, I don't even know who that is. Like, I know that he's on the roster. I don't know who he is though. I don't know if he'll be playing a whole lot. We'll see. I'll have to find out about him. I'll give Nader 5. Gotta give Tatum more. And Brown a lot more. 24 minutes should be good. Shemi, Rozier. That's a lot of minutes for Rozier. Horford is fine. Yeah, that's a lot of minutes for Rozier. Alright, I'll give Crowder some more. This is it. Nader, stay at 5. And Bane. Okay. I feel okay about this. Save. Alright, now we're gonna hop in there. Yeah, so now we've dropped even more now that I've updated the roster.
It's the 2K Sports pregame show.
Hello, basketball fans. Ernie Johnson here, joined by Shaquille O'Neal.
Oh, they were so good on the previous update. I mean, I still have it. I can reload it if I want to just show you. They were all like, we were like the number 5 best team in the league in offense. Alright. I kind of want to just see how good Shemi is, so maybe I'll start Shemi. Morris, Horford, Hayward, Thomas. Now Shemi, he's big enough to play. Is he big enough to? I thought he was big enough to play the 5. I thought that's what I heard. Thought he was gonna play center. But in this game, they have him as or he has him as a shooting forward. I thought he was big enough to be a center.
The towering skyscraper.
I don't know if he'd be a small center.
Market in beautiful Boston, Massachusetts. Welcome everybody to the day we've all been looking forward to. The start of a new NBA season on 2K Sports. Along with Greg Anthony and Clark Kellogg, this is Kevin Harlan. This Boston crowd ready to roar in this Eastern Conference matchup for the Celtics. And they're starting off the season playing Philadelphia here. Last season they won all 4 games, showing complete dominance.
Yeah, and they took care of business against this group last year, winning the season series.
Yeah, Greg, you're right. They're the better team. I mean, they expect to win this matchup. We'll see if they can take care of business tonight.
Now a look at Philadelphia's starting lineup. Jared Bayless is out there with J.J. Redick. Then there's the prodigy. Then there's Okafor. And it's Johnson in a power forward.
For Bayless, it was his 6th team in 7 years last season. A good utility combo guard to have. He can score. He can make plays for others. He's really defined his role in this league.
He kicks it to Simmons. 1 up, 1 down. 2 points with his first shot this game.
Oh, that is just weak defense there. I'm pretty sure that was not the plan to give him those kind of baskets at the hoop.
Now here's Hayward. Here's the kid. Nice fake, but the layup off the mark.
Well, he won't miss many of those, especially with the defender not in the best of positions there. Superb assist there. He played the role of the maestro on that one.
For Boston, they've gone 2 of 3 here to start out the game. Hayward dishes to Horford. Now here's Thomas. Not a lot of room, and that one's good.
It is so hard to contain. He just seems to get it done however he has to do it.
And Bayless kicks to Simmons. And about 2 minutes played here in the first quarter. Pass to Bayless. And the layup's good off the glass. Bayless has got 5.
4 or 5 shots have dropped for them already. Not a bad way to get things started.
Hayward outside. Misses the layup. He had him with that pump fake.
Usually if he gets to the rim, he's converting it into points. But the defense stood tall there.
Picked by Okafor. And he didn't get quite enough under that one.
Yeah, good tough D there to get a hand up and force that miss.
That's example number 1 of why he is such a strong defensive player and why he has such a great defensive reputation.
Johnson can't get it to go. The 76ers struggled last year, but it was mostly due to their offensive issues, Greg. At times, they could be okay on defense.
No doubt, Kevin. They've got a good group of rim protectors, and they also knew how to force turnovers, but they have got to improve offensively.
Boston shooting their first free throws of the game right now.
In a season ago, they hit about 75% of their free throws.
Crowder, he's checked in for Boston.
Yeah, you know, Philly would finish right in the middle of the pack in terms of defensive rankings. They knew how to make stops, and they've got some good defenders, too, so not surprised they were fairly solid defensively.
Now, here's Redick. With the fadeaway. Here's Okafor. He's now 1 for 2 with that bucket.
Just not enough bodies on the glass right there, and they paid for it.
Well, Greg, I know you're a little guy, but you know what it means to box out, and it's an effort thing and a mindset deal. You got to get your body between that other player and the ball.
And the big thing that stuck out for me for the Sixers, their turnovers forced. I mean, 2nd in the league in steals per game, 4th in the league in blocks. Yeah, now Horford really has become one of those elite two-way big men. And that's very rare. You look at most bigs in the NBA, they excel at either one end or the other, but this is one of those guys that does it all.
Here's Shorty. Back to Johnson. Got a piece of it, but they recover it. Good ball movement here by the 76ers. And at last, they get one to fall.
Just a grinder, always doing the dirty work on the offensive glass, and that's one of the things he brings to the table.
Here's Smart. And lots of contact there. Missing the shot. He'll shoot 2. And Horford at 6'10", a natural power forward who's been pressed into duty at the center spot, but he holds his own on the low block.
He also does a really good job, Kevin, moving his feet and covering in space, covering the pick and roll. He's outstanding in that regard, which is important in today's game. He's got mobility and a high IQ.
And the Celtics making a change here. Baines is checked in. Here's the chosen one. Feeds it to Embiid. And pushing it up, here's Boston. Smart leading the charge. And it's Brown missing. The 76ers have gone 6 of 12 from the field here in the first quarter. And Embiid gets it to go.
Almost an impossible shot to block in the post. The defender can't give up that much of a height advantage and expect to contest it.
Here's Rozier. He's been patient so far. Nothing yet on the scoreboard. There's the pick. Out of bounds, Philadelphia takes possession.
Well, let's take a look at where Philadelphia ended up rank-wise in the league last year. First in steals, 4th in blocks. And they were one of the top 10 teams in the league at scoring points off turnovers. I'd call them a very opportunistic team.
And I really feel like they fed off their pressure defense. You mentioned all the steals. That got them out in the open court and created easy opportunities offensively.
Smart passes to Rozier. Misses from close range.
And although he doesn't quite get the block, he does get the missed field goal attempt because of his ability to alter the shot.
Well, almost as effective as a block. I mean, made him completely change his release point, and I think that caused the miss.
And pushing it up, here's Boston. 32 seconds left to play in the first. Got him with the pump fake, but couldn't finish.
And already they've staked out a noticeable advantage in terms of aggression and controlling the backboard.
And a trend they'd love to continue right through the next 3 quarters as well, Greg.
They set the screen. 6 to shoot. To the middle. Got a piece of it. And that's out of bounds. Philadelphia will retain possession. Here's Shorty looking for his first basket still in this one. Embiid, no good. And here's Smart. 1 second left. That misses. Would have counted had it gone.
Here we go, Boston. Now coming to the court are your Celtics dancers. Give it up.
And the first quarter is in the books. Second about ready to get underway. And what do you guys think so far about the offensive approach for the 76ers?
We've seen a lot of their points coming off penetration in the first half.
They've established their presence in the paint tonight. Also, a lot of their scoring to this point coming from down low.
And a moment now to reset the lineups, courtesy of Gatorade, all fueled up for the second quarter of basketball. On the court for the Celtics, get out there with Marcus Morris. And it's Hayward, then it's Isaiah Thomas, and it's Horford in at the center, locking down the middle. It was a tough battle down the stretch, but the Celtics were able to get back into the playoffs last year.
And kind of just hovering around all season, but give them credit. They fought their way in and spent only 1 year out of the postseason in their rebuild.
Celtics trail by 6. Hayward outside. And the pass to the kid. To the inside. The basket good off the assist from Hayward.
Oh, Maestro, he is so good at making those lead passes, like conducting an orchestra.
Right wing. Here's Simmons. Shot is off. So the Celtics will take it the other way. The kid passes to Thomas. Over to the left wing. Battles through traffic and lays it in. Thomas got his second basket of the night.
They started the game off tortoise-like, but their offense coming to life.
Yeah, they've got a little bit more pep in their step as they start to put together some rhythm.
Here's Simmons. Back to Okafor. And it's Johnson that time on the assist by Okafor. And the 76ers lead by 4. The 76ers didn't lie to themselves about last season, Greg. They knew they weren't going to be in the playoffs. They spent a lot of time last season developing their young players.
Yeah, exactly. And listen, the third straight year the Sixers would miss the playoffs. But as you said, Kevin, they knew what the season had in store. The key was, could they keep those young guys focused on growth and experience and not get caught up in the fact that they struggled to win games.
Brown, he's checked in for Marcus Morris. And finished off by Brown.
How about that fantastic finish and the aggressive move, too, Kevin?
Trying to send a message, Clark, with that slam, I think.
And I'm not sure if it was text or email, but he definitely threw that one down.
And yes, sir, that one drops.
And it's clear for the Sixers, the plan has been to continue to add good young players. Eventually, I think they'll be a force in the East. There's no guarantee, but they've got a plan, and they're sticking to it.
Here's Simmons. Johnson the screen. 13 feet away. And it hung on the rim, but wouldn't fall for him.
A lot of teams that win a title often have a former #1 pick leading the way, or at least the top 3 NBA draft pick as their leader. So the 76ers are trying a shotgun approach to that, trying to get as many top 3 picks as they can, hoping one turns into the next superstar. Fantastic ball movement. They're picking them apart with their passing.
Purposeful passing it is, partner. Their last 10 points have all come off assists.
Yeah, I think he just sees some things that can be improved and wants to get everybody back on the same page.
And usually that, to me, is a good use of the timeout. I mean, if there's something that he's noticed that can give his team a lift, I think he's got to try to take advantage of that.
T's checked in for the Celtics. Thomas passes to T. Knocked loose and stolen by Redick. Quarter number 2, around 3 minutes gone by. Okafor dishes to Simmons. Shot clock at 6. Rebounded by the Celtics. They'll be playing host to Toronto for the next one. They'll find themselves in the middle of this string of 3 straight at home. The 76ers leading by 6. Pick by Okafor. And Redick kicks to Okafor. Here's Johnson, and a strong finish with 2 hands.
Boy, he threw out some punishment with that 2-hand throwdown.
And Clark, now's the time to do it. Continue to attack that rim.
Thomas goes in, and the layup is good. Thomas got 4 points now in the quarter.
You know, huge height advantage there, but because of the great body control, he's able to cancel it out.
Agreed. The body control essential in that situation. I mean, if you're giving up a bunch of height, then you better be able to manufacture things in the air.
Not really his best quarter as far as scoring. Let's see if he can eventually get back on track.
Horford against Johnson. Horford the pass to Brown. Can't hit, so Philadelphia will take it the other way. 1:31 left to play here in the second quarter. Here is Bayless. He's guarded by Thomas. Simmons dishes to Johnson. And it's sent back by Horford. Redick for 3, and that one's good. Redick's got 9.
You know, not really a significant margin in terms of them rebounding, but enough to get the job done.
Yeah, but one more advantage in the stat column, and that's what's translated to this lead.
And 2 shots coming up at the line as he gets fouled on the shot.
And now let's take a look at the stats for Thomas. Some last season stats for him. He put in about 16 points a game last year, 4 assists and 2 rebounds. And when he takes over at the point, he really keeps the offense flowing.
Well, his skill set is solid. He's a good ball handler. He makes good decisions in playmaking. He's really the ideal backup.
Here's what Boston's going with right now. Aaron Baines, he's checked in for Horford. Jay Crowder comes in for T. Smart's checked in for Gordon Hayward. And it's Rozier in for Thomas. A chance there to push it to double digits, but it's off the mark. Now here's Smart, defended by Anderson. Here we go, one-on-one. 3-second difference between shot clock and game.
You know what? He wasn't going to wait around for any help on that break.
Solo soiree performance all the way. How about that for a little bit of a limerick?
I'm going to let it slide.
Here's Brown, the shake, and it's good on the way in. Brown's got 4 points in the quarter.
They have repeatedly probed inside in the first half, guys, and it's paid dividends.
And with as many points as they've gotten in the paint, you know, they haven't had to do much work on the perimeter.
And the first half is now in the books. 76er.
It's the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Ernie Johnson here again with Shaquille O'Neal and Kenny the Jet Smith. And an exciting time of the year as the first game for the 76ers, the first quarter was pretty even. The largest lead for them during the period was 4. They showed their superiority in the second quarter and got well out in front, taking a 9-point lead into the locker room at the half. Let's start with you, Shaq. Just about time for the third quarter to get underway, and we'll...
Here we go, Boston.
Now the second half about to start up and begin any moment. You look at J.J. Redick, what a contribution.
And the thing I noticed most in that first half was his offense. He was not wasteful with his opportunities and also did a great job of converting with the chances he had.
I agree with you, Greg. Judicious shot selection. All of his looks were good looks.
Taking a look at the 76ers, Amir Johnson is out there with Okafor. Then it's Jared Bayless. Then there's J.J. Redick. And it's Simmons in at the 3 spot. And it's sent back by Horford. Okafor gets the bucket.
Just a solid performance on the interior. The rebounding has been off the charts.
Yeah, you look across the board, it's actually sizing up, shaping up to be a great game. I mean, strong performances throughout, and they've really been strong on the glass.
Oh, and here comes Johnson all alone.
I think that play sort of sums up what we've seen throughout, just simply being outplayed both sides of the ball. Smart basketball defensively turning into quick points.
And that can't continue. I mean, if they hope to get back in this game, I mean, it's really deflating from a morale standpoint. They need stops and points, not turnovers.
There's the dish to Bayless. Pass to Okafor. It's picked off. Thomas gets a wide open look. He drains the quick shot. Thomas got 8. 90 seconds now into the second half.
Well, you could see a change in the play with the Celtics after the trade deadline last year. Adding Isaiah Thomas gave them some pop off the bench and really created some balance for them offensively.
And that was something the Celtics needed, adding Thomas, a player that could come in and provide Clark instant offense for them off the bench.
And, Kevin, I think that was a turning point for them last year. I mean, they saw that they had a chance to make a big leap forward after the trade and responded accordingly.
Now a timeout called by Boston. In addition to going over the game plan and making whatever necessary adjustments have to be made, Greg, this timeout also the time for players to get rehydrated or hydrate for the first time with some Gatorade. Plenty of basketball still to be played here, and they have to get recharged.
It's a great point. Without proper hydration, a player can completely run out of gas down the stretch of a game, and that's something that none of these guys can afford to have happen. If you're going to battle all the way to the finish, you have got to be hydrated.
And Bayless with the basket, the assist by Okafor. Okafor's got his 5th assist in this one. Celtics trail by 15. Hayward from outside. That is good. Hayward's got 7. And we're just about 2 minutes into the second half now. The feed to Simmons. Banked in off the glass. And the 76ers lead by 14.
Almost uncontested. I mean, it's nice to be able to add to the lead without having to really work for it.
Hayward kicks to Crowder. Out of bounds. Philadelphia takes possession.
It's the 2K Sports pregame show.
A Sunday afternoon with the NBA here on 2K Sports. Welcome, everyone. Hi, this is Kevin Harlan, joined by my partners, Greg Anthony and Clark Kellogg. We have an interconference showdown here in Boston where the Celtics will square off. And this game, the first chance they've had to see the San Antonio Spurs. They lost both of the matchups in this interconference battle a season ago. They'd like to change that now.
Yeah, really a rare treat for the fans. The only time they'll get to see this matchup all season.
Interconference action here. 2 games in all between these two teams. It'll be fun to watch.
And a look at the starters for San Antonio. We've got Kawhi Leonard, D-Wade out there with Parker. And there's LaMarcus Aldridge. And it's Laverne in at the pivot spot, manning the middle. Now, here's Thomas. Here's the kid. That one falls, coming off of Thomas's feet. The kid's got his first bucket of the game, and he's on the board for 3.
And the Spurs last season became the first franchise to hire a female assistant coach. A big step, not just for the Spurs, but really for all of the NBA.
Leonard, no luck.
Boy, but he was close, Kevin, to making the defense pay for lackadaisical coverage there.
Yeah, you may not be as lucky next time down if you're the defense. You cannot allow him to get those kinds of looks.
Now Thomas. Kawhi Leonard missing from long range. Thomas kicks to Brown. Kawhi Leonard comes up with the rebound. Well, as Greg was just talking about, the assistant that was hired was Becky Hammond, a phenomenal player for a very long time in the WNBA. And Clark, you know, you and I were talking about this before. She was a perfect candidate to become the first full-time female assistant.
Yeah, I agree with you, and it might not seem like that big a deal to some, but this was a big-time barrier breaker that the Spurs pulled off.
You know, there are those who wonder if Gordon Hayward can lead a team to the promised land. However, as just a sophomore, he led a non-powerhouse college to a championship game. So, in fact, they were just one basket away from winning it all.
Now, here's Wade. He had a tough time getting anything going against the Nets. He was a non-factor in that game. Aldridge a screen. Parker kicks to Wade. Shot clock at 5. Aldridge sinks the 15-footer. Going back to Hayward, he took that buzzer-beating half-court shot, Clark, that would have won his school the championship. You actually called that game, and it did hit the backboard and rim, but unfortunately did not go in.
Well, Hayward's the kind of guy who's willing to put his team on his back and try to carry him. He's willing to take that responsibility on. Whether he can deliver at the highest level, time will tell.
Here's Thomas. And fouled hard that time. He'll get to the line and shoot 2.
And Isaiah Thomas, traded last season from Phoenix over to Boston, seemed to be a matter of fit and not production as to why they moved him.
Both good from the line that time. Greg, you were talking about Isaiah Thomas. He had no love lost for the Suns. In their first meeting, he took them apart, Clark, on the floor. Remember that game? Stared them down as he was hitting shots, looked at that bench. Man, he had a big chip on his shoulder.
Yeah, and you know, most guys that are a little undersized and have battled doubters all their careers bring that kind of edge anyway. You throw in the fact that he was disappointed how the trade unfolded. He was amped up and ready for that return visit.
Here's Horford following the score by Tony Parker. And 2 free throws coming up as he misses that one. Drawing the whistle on a lot of contact there. For Boston, they have looked good at the line tonight. They're perfect in 4 attempts. And Al Horford drops them both.
Yeah, drawing fouls and making them pay at the line.
Boy, I love that attack mentality. Get in there and force the officials to make a call.
Now, here's Parker. It's on target from the high post.
Wow, risky shot there size-wise, but the incredible skill that he possesses allows that one to go.
Well, the quick high release negated any height disadvantage he had right there.
Thomas against Leonard. Thomas down low, and the rejection by Leonard. Here's Aldridge. The shot's good on the assist by Wade. Aldridge has got his second basket.
Such a strong finisher on the fast break.
And Greg, I love the fact he's always in control. Even though he's going at breakneck speed, he still maintains his body control.
And now the first timeout called here for Boston. This game coming on the heels of their win against Toronto.
And we've talked about how in the NBA you've got to earn your points the hard way, and that really wasn't the case in that game for them.
No, there was no hard way about it. I mean, they got their points easily on dunks and layups against a defense that really didn't offer much of a fight.
So Boston ends up going with a new group. San Antonio also making some changes. Rudy Gay's checked in for Laverne. Green comes in for Dwayne Wade. And it's White in for Tony Parker. And White kicks to Gay. The wide open look here for Aldridge. The dive for the ball. And it's out of bounds. The Celtics will take it the other way.
Well, let's take a look at where Boston ended up, Kevin, last year in the league rankings. 4th in assists, 8th in steals. And they were one of the top 10 teams in the league at scoring points off turnovers. I'd call them a very opportunistic team.
And from those assist numbers, you can see this was a very unselfish team. Their passing was really infectious and made them a tough team to defend.
Anderson, he's checked in for the Spurs. Here's Smart, and it goes out of bounds. Last touch by Green. Shot clock at 5. T, the pass to Smart. Here's T, and it's wide right. Hits off the rim. Spurs trail by 3. Green dishes to Aldridge. There's a minute 34 left here in the first quarter. And White kicks to Anderson. Excellent use of the screen that time.
And it's just hard to imagine the Spurs without. Coach Popovich on the sidelines. He's the longest tenured coach in the NBA and has done so much for this team. Easily one of the best coaches in the history of our league.
And a whole new group out on the floor for the Celtics. Green, the screen. Gay up top. Takes a shot at the elbow. It's hauled in by Brown. And Greg, you know, for Popovich being with the Spurs for so long, since 1996, Clark, he is actually the longest tenured coach in all of sports right now.
Amazing, Kevin, and he's done it through winning. I mean, the 3rd fastest coach ever to get to 1,000 wins. You compare his numbers with any coach in any sport, and they stack up as Hall of Fame caliber.
2 on the clock. Offensive rebound, Celtics.
And that's not the best of shot selection there. The defense definitely won that possession.
Yeah, I think in that case, you've got to go elsewhere with the ball. You just can't rise up over the top of him when he's on you.
Now, here's Green. He's had some playing time, but no scoring yet from him. Aldridge's shot is good.
Well, they've gone on this run, and ball movement has been a big key.
It really has, Clark. The defense unable to react as quickly as necessary in terms of dealing with their passing.
1 second separating the shot clock and game clock. White the pass to Anderson. Out to White. Gay with no one around. Hits it from three-point range. Gay's got himself going with the triple, his first basket of the game. Thomas against Green. Outside Thomas. He got it up that.
Here we go, Boston. Now coming onto the court are yours.
And Spurs head coach Greg Popovich, very demanding. Throughout the years, he was hard to...
My first 3-4 years, it was
Even though it seems like that was a very long time ago now, to hear Tony Parker talk about it now, it still sounds very fresh to him.
Did he acknowledge, Kevin, that he cried?
It sounds like it, yeah.
The game made him cry. That's one of the things fans forget about with professional athletes. No matter how successful they get, players never forget that pain and frustration or those other emotions they've gone through to help get them to where they are.
Now the second quarter getting ready to start up. And guys, what's your take on the Spurs so far?
Defense paying huge dividends for them through the first.
Excellent hustle, and you know the coach has to be pleased with that effort at the defensive end.
Thomas is out there with Hayward. Then there's Brown. Then there's Horford. And it's the kid in at the 4 spot. That's the Boston 5. Here's Mills. No luck. And it's Boston the other way.
Major defensive lapse right there. I mean, he's not a player you can leave open for a jump shot. You've got to stay attached to him. They're lucky he couldn't punish them for it.
Wade dishes to Gay. Pass to Laverne. The 3. The second effort. And it's Gay getting it to go. Gay's got 5 now.
How about the perseverance there, the extra effort on that offensive glass?
Now the pass to the kid. It's Brown on the wing. At the top of the key, Horford. Outside for Thomas. The shot by Hayward, wide open. Good, and the assist goes to Thomas. He has 5.
Offensively, he can be the engine that drives them at any given time.
And guys, you see how Rudy Gay just exploded last season in the second half. I mean, I think he felt at ease in George Karl's system. And I think that's one reason why you're starting to see just how good Rudy Gay can be.
For a long time, critics have gotten on Gay for his lack of efficiency, but he quieted some of those voices, Clark, last year with his play instead.
Yeah, I agree with you. I mean, across the board, he made nice improvements, not only in his scoring, but also his ability to create shots for others.
And some changes here for the Celtics. Morris comes in for the kid, and T subbed in for Brown. And Thomas, here we go. Morris kicks to Thomas. Second quarter of basketball, just over a minute and a half played. And a foul on the shot. He'll go to the stripe for 2. It's on Kawhi Leonard.
No, I tell you what, he earned his money on that foul.
Yeah, if you're going to foul, then make sure that you don't give a chance for the and one.
He hits one, then misses the second attempt from the free throw line. San Antonio leading by 5. And Mills kicks to Wade. Gets it to go from beyond the arc. Wade's got himself going there. His first points of the game on the deep ball. And it's going to be out of bounds. The Spurs will take it. Spurs ball. It's time now to look at the NBA's top shooting teams from a season ago. In the 3rd spot, the Spurs.
Hard to shoot the ball any better than they did. I mean, they weren't the best in the league, but, man, they were right there. And a great stretch of games here for Wade at the end of last season. A great stretch of games for Wade at the end of last season. I mean, he turned back the clock, if you will, for a while and really helped carry this Heat team.
And a new group in for the Celtics. Aaron Baines, he's checked in for Marcus Morris. Crowder comes in for T. Brown, he's checked in for Gordon Hayward. And Smart subbed in for Thomas. Spurs also with the sub. Parker's checked in. Nobody near Leonard. A chance there to push it to double digits, but it's off the mark. Hey, Greg, you know, I remember that stretch with Wade you're talking about. It seems like he finally now feels healthy, Clark, and it shows.
Wade himself said, Kevin, it was the best he felt in a couple of years. Health is such a big factor for him, given how he plays and selectively now likes to attack the rim.
The kid, he's checked in for Boston. That's good. And that's now 9 points for Rudy Gay.
And that's another assist for a team that is putting on a clinic on how to share the ball.
And I love the mentality that they've had. If a shot isn't there, they're not forcing it. They're moving it side to side until they finally get the one they want.
And a chance for just a second to check out the scoring breakdown for San Antonio.
You know what, guys? It looks to me like they're really in sync here, all on the same page. They've already got a bunch of assists.
Yeah, and I think another key, guys, will be can they continue to hit that mid-range shot? I mean, they've been very effective here early on. Nothing better than a hustle play like that. It gets the whole team amped up, sets the example for everyone.
Here's the kid. He's covered by Gay. The kid passes to Smart. Clock at 6. He kicks it to Horford. The shot from the low post is good. Horford's got 6. And a little under 3.5 minutes elapsed in the second quarter of play. Now here's Parker. 6 points for him. And it's blocked. Brown against Leonard. Brown dishes to Smart. Stolen by Gay. And the Spurs pushing it up now. Wade with the ball. Off the mark. His first miss of the game. 1 for 2. And up the court come the Celtics on the break. And foul called as he misses. He'll go to the line and shoot 2. That's on Dwayne Wade. For Boston, they have made their free throws at a pretty good clip. They've hit 8 of 10. So San Antonio going with an almost entirely new group here. LaMarcus Aldridge is checked in for Laverne. Anderson comes in for Leonard. Daniel Green, he's checked in for Rudy Gay. And it's White in for Dwayne Wade. Parker with it. Outside, White launches it. That drops, and it comes off an assist from Parker. White's got himself on the board with 3 there.
They've done a really good job of knocking down their long-distance shots here in the second quarter. I mean, they're shooting just above 40% from downtown. That's outstanding.
Left side, Brown. Just 5 to shoot. And he hits it just before the shot clock expires. Brown's got 4 points in the quarter.
A tough start scoring the basketball, but they're starting to turn it around now.
Yeah, it looks like they've gained a little bit of confidence as the lid has come off the hoop.
Anderson. Nice ball movement by San Antonio. And it's White missing.
I guess even he has to miss one of those once in a while.
The kid passes to Baines. Here's Brown. That's short off the rim.
It's not winning basketball when you're attempting shots like that.
Yeah, come on now. You got to remember it's a team game. He's got 4 teammates out there with him. I don't think he needs to try to do it all by himself. Like that.
Really, the right play defensively. If you can't block, force them to the line.
Yeah, exactly. Prevent the layup, give them a little bump, and then maybe they'll think twice about coming into the lane next time. And if they don't think about it, at least they might be distracted by your presence.
The Spurs making a switch here. Mills is checked in.
That's something they need to do more of. Get after it on the glass. Go get those boards.
Clark, it wouldn't hurt. Some extra possessions would definitely help narrow the gap and maybe swing the momentum.
White against Hayward. Passes it to Clutch. Back to Hayward. Again, the miss by Hayward. Spurs leading by 12. Here's Mills. Uses the glass to finish the layup.
You know, it's really hard not to notice the difference in the passing of these two teams today.
It's a stark discrepancy when you look at the assist columns and you see that difference as far as the fluidity in their respective offenses.
Grown man's power flush with the long hang on the rim at the end of it.
Clark, that could be a catalyst for him.
I think you're right.
And we've seen those kinds of plays get them fired up in the past.
And we finished one.
Well, Rudy,
The 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Well, 2 quarters down, 2 to go. Welcome back. A pretty close game for the Spurs throughout the first quarter. The largest lead for them during the period. Just about time for the third quarter to get underway, and we'll...
Welcome back, everyone, to the start of the second half. Big margin on our hands, but we'll see if that gap narrows down in the third and fourth quarters. Rudy Gay having a dominant impact in this game.
And the thing I noticed most in that first half was his offense. He was not wasteful with his opportunities and also did a great job of converting with the chances he had.
I agree with you, Greg. Judicious shot selection. All of his looks were good looks.
Here's who Greg Popovich is starting in the second half. They've got Dwayne Wade. Kawhi Leonard is out there with LaMarcus Aldridge. Then there's Parker, and it's Laverne in at the 5 spot. Here's Thomas. Here's Hayward. Great D that time from Leonard. San Antonio leading by 12. Parker with it. Now Thomas defending. Tries it from 19. Rebound, Gordon Hayward. And in an era where so many guys take the money and run, Gordon Hayward did the best he could to live up to his new contract. Clark, last year, a 4-year max deal signed heading into last season.
Yeah, and the way max contracts work nowadays, even the upper mid-tier guys are getting them. A trend that will probably continue, at least in the near future. I don't like it, though. There are only a small number of guys that are really max contract players in the NBA.
Boston timeout call.
Now a timeout called by Boston.
That was a good time to call a timeout to try to settle everybody down and get back into their offensive rhythm. They've been coughing up the rock an awful lot.
Celtics dancers.
And a new group in for the Celtics. Clutchy's checked in for Horford. Jay Crowder comes in for Brown. T's checked in for Gordon Hayward. And Marcus Smart is subbed in for Thomas. Smart with the ball. He's against Parker. Here's T. Rebound San Antonio. Coming off that loss against the Nets.
Yeah, they were in a funk from the field in that game. Credit the defense, though, because even when they got open looks, no rhythm to knock them down.
Hey, guys. Hey, every team has a night like that on occasion. It happens. Hey, we call them gong games. You just want to hit the gong, forget about them, and move on.
Three-pointer. No luck. Wade with the defense.
It's the 2K Sports pregame show. Welcome, everyone, to the NBA on 2K Sports.
Here we go.
This is Kevin Harlan alongside Greg Anthony and Clark Kellogg with Doris Burke reporting from the sideline. So for the Celtics, their last game, a win against the Hawks. And, guys, it could have gone either way. Nearly won that one by 2.
And in that game, guys, I mean, the beneficiary of what was some very lackluster defense being played against them.
Agreed, guys. It was really quite shocking and disappointing how many free runs to the hoop they got.
All fueled up and ready to go. Let's check out who's on the floor, courtesy of Gatorade. On the court right now for the Celtics. Smart is out there with Hayward. Then there's Horford. Then it's Aaron Baines. And it's Morris in at the 3, the small forward. Now Westbrook. After Gordon Hayward's three-pointer, they didn't go. And you know, Gordon Hayward was involved in one of the more fascinating NBA draft stories. It started after his father confirmed that Gordon would submit his name to the draft, but would not immediately hire an agent.
Yeah, reportedly, Dad created a highly detailed 2-page questionnaire that he gave prospective agents, which is not something that's typical.
And so it's the Thunder getting on the board first. Just 5 to shoot. Foul call that time on the way up. That'll give him 2 chances at the free throw line here.
And on the topic of Hayward hiring an agent, it was reported that the questionnaire was just the beginning and that prospective agents also went through quite a grilling. In addition to that, you talk about a thorough process.
And that's the norm for him. He's pretty much automatic when he's at the line.
Celtics passing it around. Here's Horford. And he was fouled on the way up. 2 free throws now for him.
You know, back to Hayward, obviously his first NBA contract was subject to the rookie wage scale, but his second contract, 4-year max deal. So whatever the Haywards have done as far as agent vetting, it's paid off.
What a season for Al Horford last year. Such a great display from him and his team as he led the Hawks to the #1 seed in the Eastern Conference.
And for all the team accomplishments the Hawks had, Horford was able to hit some of his own milestones as well. Had his first career triple-double last season.
Now here's Westbrook. His last outing, he had 8 points. Drills the baseline jumper. Westbrook's got his first bucket in this one.
You can't give him that shot. A few open looks are all it takes to get him in the zone.
And it's Paul George with the foul.
Paul George. That's his first personal foul.
Anderson against Horford. And there's the whistle. Fouled hard on the shot. He'll go to the line.
Horford was really a cog in all aspects of the Hawks last season. I mean, a major cog. Just a consistent presence inside with his 15 points and 7 boards a game.
And the Thunder making a switch here. Cantor's checked in.
And for Horford last year, the numbers were down a bit, but that wasn't due to his play. I think the Hawks were just a more balanced team, and he could obviously put up bigger numbers if he wanted to, but by playing within the system, I think it allowed Atlanta to reach its true potential over the course of the regular season.
For Oklahoma City, they've gone 2 for 4 from the field so far today. And Westbrook, here we go, and that one's good.
Defensively, that possession better not start a trend because they just handed him 2 points.
Boston trailing. Hayward outside. Out to Morris. Pass to Horford. Jacks up a 3. Good. Horford's got 6. Guys back and forth this first half.
Well, 5 lead changes early on, guys, as we grapple back and forth.
And this could continue to go back and forth the entire way.
Now here's Adams. It's Henderson on the wing. Defended by Hayward. Westbrook again, Oklahoma City. First quarter of action, just under 3.5 minutes played. I'd send it out to Doris Burke, who caught up with head coach Billy Donovan. Doris?
He talked about the impact that Al Horford can have on a game and how they'll have their work cut out for them dealing with him. He said Horford's just a complete ball player. He does all the things you want from a big man. He can shoot, handle, and pass. He's always a tough matchup, but it starts with matching his energy level. Kevin will see if they have what it takes.
Thanks, Doris.
Usually, if he gets to the rim, he's converting it into points. But the defense stood tall there.
Here's Smart, and there's the foul. It's on Steven Adams. Marcus Smart was drafted to the Celtics as their future point guard. He came in with a lot of work to do and a skill set that people really like. But his first season, Clark, was a roller coaster.
Yeah, it really was. He was an off guard in high school. In his first year of college as well, really only played full-time at the point the year before he was drafted.
Catching up on the changes for Oklahoma City. Roberson, he's checked in for Paul George. Allen comes in for Gerald Henderson. And it's Felton in for Russell Westbrook. Guys, no one team gaining control early on.
Give and take, back and forth the whole way thus far.
Yeah, and you look at the lead changes, 6 already.
Now here's Smart. Stolen by Cantor. And Roberson kicks to Felton. The dish now to Allen. And there's the pass to Roberson. A three-pointer is right on target. Roberson's got his first 3 points of the game.
And for Smart, though, he still has a lot of work to do on his ball handling and passing. His shooting, I think, exceeded some people's expectations. 37% from the field last year was subpar, but his 34% accuracy from 3 was solid. He finally started going straight up on his jumper instead of leaning in, and his